I'm moving pretty soon, so I think I've got some explaining to do. To cut a long story very short, I'm leaving this house for good and I'm moving to London temporarily. It's all very complicated, so let's have a chat and I'll start to do some packing. Let's go. My moving boxes just moved on their own accord a minute ago. Please don't do that. I'm not moving because of poltergeist activity. We can rule that one out. Let me explain a little bit more about why I've come to this decision, why now, and then I'll talk a bit more about the specifics. Before I tell you more about it, I do want to say I am so grateful that I've been able to share this journey with you from start to finish. I cannot tell you how much your comments over the years have meant to me while I've been going through this process, because it's really held me up in times where I've wanted to quit, and I've loved every minute of doing this house up. I'm also incredibly thankful that I've had a roof over my head during this pandemic, and I love my beautiful house. I guess going back to the beginning is as good a place to start as any, so I'll make this quite quick because I've mentioned it before. When I first bought this house as a fixer-upper back in 2018, I knew that this wasn't going to be my forever home. Partly it was an investment, so I could hopefully invest some money into it and then maybe move up the property ladder a bit in a place that's quite hard to get onto the property ladder, perhaps London or somewhere close to my family. And also it was an exciting project that I could share with YouTube, and I could do that living really close to my nan. And I've always known that nan's also planning on moving too, so thought I'd make the most of my childhood hometown and live here for a little bit while doing up this place. I ended up loving it a bit too much and staying a bit longer than expected, but I think that's all become part of the story, and I'm really glad because it's helped me spread the renovation over a long period of time, and I've put a lot of love into these walls. That being said, I think it's time I move, because when I left to go to university and then I lived in the USA for a bit and I came back, I realised that most of my friends and my family had moved away from where I live. I live on the Isle of Wight, which is a little island at the south of England, and it's beautiful, very idyllic. I love it here. And I think a lot of people will be like, why are you leaving such a beautiful place to go to London? Well, that's because most of my family are there, Nan will be living there at some point soon, and all of my friends will be finally in driving distance. I think we can all relate after the pandemic to wanting to be around the people we care about and wanting to spend quality time with them. So the pandemic really showed me that it's got to happen now. I have to leave because it's time for me to go. It really is. And I wanna see things and do things and not feel so trapped. Living on an island feels very isolating as well. So time to go. Let's do a little bit more packing and I'll tell you a bit about what's happening to the house. Right, let's move. I have so many craft supplies. Oh, this is gonna be a fun move. I have downsized a lot though. Moving vlogs to come. I'll keep you updated, but I guess I should tell you about where I'm going because I said I'm going to London, but I said temporarily. So let me explain. To cut a long story short, I've really wanted to do something very different in the next chapter of my life and figure out where I want to settle. I like London, but do I want to live there forever? I don't know. I just want to experience it for a while and see how I feel. It would be very irresponsible of me to pack up and sell and buy a house in a new city that I haven't really decided if I want to be my home yet. So I'm going to move there temporarily for a little bit and see if it fits right. It would be nice to be closer to family and friends for the time being, but I also would love to spend a little bit of time abroad and doing some long-term travel, maybe work abroad or do something a little bit different for a while before I find a place to settle down in. At the moment, moving abroad isn't a reality, so I'm putting that idea on the back burner right now, and if I get to go one day, it'll be a nice surprise, but I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to jinx it, so let's focus on London. I'm excited to have a few months in London, and I'm actually going to be borrowing my nan's flat. You might remember I tried to do this up pre-pandemic, and I managed to get to 2 of the rooms, and it was a really fun experiment to see if I wanted to do up other people's houses and to see if it was a possibility. Unfortunately, we know what happened after February of 2020, so that didn't happen, but I've still got rooms to make over up there, and I'd like to make it nice for my nan, so I'm gonna move up there for a little while and I'm gonna borrow it temporarily. I'm gonna move all my stuff in to make it comfortable because I know I'm not gonna come back to the Isle of Wight regardless, so I need to get my stuff out, and my nan has very kindly said I can stay there for a bit. So I'm gonna do that, and hopefully that means we've got loads of new room makeovers. There's only so many times I can make over these 4 walls before it gets really boring. So doing a completely new flat will be so exciting. I don't know exactly how long I'm gonna be there, but it's probably only gonna be for a few months. So I'm just gonna have fun with it and live in London for a bit, and hopefully it will give me a fresh perspective, because honestly with YouTube I've been feeling a little bit run down, like I haven't been able to try anything new, I haven't been able to do what I want to do with this channel because of the pandemic, and I've got so many things I'd like to try, and I think being in London will just give me a fresh lease of life. So we're going to London and it's happening next week, so I'm very stressed, but keeping my cool. I have so many bowls. You might be thinking, Hermione, that is a whole lot of trouble to go through just to move somewhere temporarily. You're not wrong, but let me tell you a little bit about this situation with the house. This time last year I got the house valued. I was hell-bent on selling it so that I could have the money in my bank account ready to do up another property when the time was right. But it seems a little bit irresponsible if I don't know what I'm gonna do next, and I need a little bit more time to figure that out. So I'm gonna rent it. I worked with a letting agency and they came up with the perfect retired couple who want to live in this area. I didn't have to do an open house. It was, everything fell into place at the right time basically, and I couldn't say no. The couple who want to live in this house want to live in it the same amount of time that I want to be out of it, so it works perfectly for everyone involved. So I'm gonna go to London and I'm just thinking of all the fun makeover content I can share in London, and hopefully at some point in the future do another fixer-upper somewhere. Who knows where, but I need a little bit of time to figure that out. And in the meantime, we've got rental hacks coming. So As for what's going to happen on this channel, probably nothing different, except I'm just finally not going to be making over the same rooms again and again. I'm also going to be based in London, so I'm really hoping that this opportunity will push me out of my comfort zone, and maybe I'll be able to do not only the things I already do, like room makeovers and thrifting and DIYs, but some vlogs as well, and try new things. And it's about time I had a bit of a creative reset. So if anything's going to happen on this channel, it's going to be more videos. But I am sorry to those of you who love seeing this house and seeing the progress. I hope I've got it up to the right standard to make you think, ah, she's actually finished it, and to feel like, if you've watched for a long time, that the journey is complete. If you started watching yesterday, or you've been here through the whole process, or even before, I just want to say a massive thank you to you for sticking around, commenting, and helping me stay afloat on this journey, and just giving me the moral support that I've needed this whole time. So I want to say a big thank you, and that's not the end, that's not goodbye, it's just goodbye for now. So I guess I'll see you in the next chapter. And in the meantime, I've got a big moving vlog series coming, so stay tuned, and I'll see you in a couple of days' time. Bye.